high, 80 something. So it's good. Just give you a little bit review from last part about the liver part. We had a venous system called hepatic portal vein. That means it collects the nutrient from abdominal cavity or the digestion system go back to the liver. And it collects a lot of the blood from different vessels. And this is the major one, totally 6, actually more than that. Yeah, I like this one because it shows you very clear from small intestine that is the major part for our digesting. We collect a lot of sugar or amino acid. Everything is coming to this superior mesenteric vein and go to hepatic portal vein. Okay, and from the vitamin or water from the large intestine, the low part here, is from inferior mesenteric vein, from spleen, from stomach, gastric vein. They all coming, including the gallbladder, everything. And it's stored in the liver, and when they had a waste, they send out through hepatic vein. We had 2 major hepatic veins go to inferior vena cava and send to the heart. Okay, so hepatic vein and hepatic portal vein is completely different. One hepatic portal vein is in, hepatic vein is out, and they are not connection. Okay. For the artery system, it also very special. From superior mesenteric artery, it go everywhere in all the part of small intestine, plus ascending colon and transverse colon. Okay, and so it's similar to the vein, but it's from different arteries. Like from the celiac trunk, it go to the hepatic artery and go to the hepatic artery proper. From the low part of the large intestine, descending colon and sigmoid colon, it will go through this inferior mesentery. Okay, and so I think this week, the lab, you had to go to identify all of these blood vessels. And in chapter 24, we were talking about more detail how they enter the liver, and every liver had a functional unit we call hexagon lobule, and hepatic portal vein, the branches will go to every 6 corners. And hepatic artery proper all go to all the 6 corners. And the bile duct will go to all the 6 corners. And that's very interesting thing. And when they return through what? Hepatic vein. Hepatic vein will be this one. Okay? In our lab, we have a model to show you how the junction between the hepatic portal vein and hepatic vein. Okay, so hepatic, we have 2 entrances. One is from artery celiac trunk through hepatic artery proper. One is hepatic portal vein. And when you get out, we only have 2 hepatic veins. Now we go back to the beginning of this chapter, talking about we have 3 layers of blood vessels. We call tunica. Intima is inner part, media, middle, external is outside. I summarize, I mentioned it before. Artery, the vein, the major difference is they have more smooth muscle and circle there. And they have internal elastic membrane. They have external elastic membrane. That's major difference. Vein had a little bit smooth muscle, but you cannot see very well. There is the vein, isolated vein, isolated smooth muscle, you cannot see it. Artery usually is round shape, vein usually irregular shape. And also look at the inner surface here, endothelium cell and internal elastic membrane make a curve like that. And external also you can see a little bit elastic membrane. I will show you one figure. This one from our slide. This one is big artery but has some accumulation of this we call plug and cholesterol. And from here you can see that the inner elastic membrane, a lot of curve here. And center part is tunica media. Okay? And outside external elastic membrane, and there will be outer layer, external, tunica external. So from the outside, 1 zone, 2 zone, 3 zone. Okay, but this one is very special. They got damage to this endothelium cell, and then the diameter reduced. We're talking about this later. And so if we amplify, this one is artery. How we know it's artery? Muscle look at very strong, and you look at the internal elastic membrane. And why it's not round shape? Because we prepare a sample, we collect them a little bit. Okay. And from here you can see on the top there will be artery. This one will be vein. If we amplify, we can see that internal elastic membrane. This one can see very well. As internal elastic membrane mixed together with endothelium cell. External cannot see very well. And big area is tunica media. Table, you don't need to worry too much about this. Go back to here. Now we start from artery first. We divide to 3 size: the large, medium size, and small size. The largest we call elastic, muscular is middle, and arterial, very small. Arterial also has a little bit smooth muscle. From the vein, we start from the smallest, small size vein. We call venue. Even the small size, some of them still have a valve, so they control the blood flow one way. Medium size, from the medium size to large size, they all have a valve. Prevent the backflow of the blood vessel. Okay. The biggest one we call vena cava. Okay. And if it is the plural is 2, then we put it the vena cava, mini cavi. Okay. Superior and inferior together. And this one I showed you before. This one is similar to that one. Is all these 3 tunica. Maybe you cannot see in a small one, but you can see in the middle side. Good. So now I have battery. Okay, so the medium side, you can see all these 3 tunica here. And arterial, you only see smooth muscle and endothelium cell. For the venous system, the same thing. Okay. All right, some problem for the arteries. One is hardening. That means there's 2 factors. One is calcium deposit, we call calcification. I mean the diameter is the same, not change, but the wall becomes hardened, and so it's easy get broke. But the most severe case is this one, atherosclerosis. Sclerosis means hardened. That means the lipid deposit or cholesterol deposit we call PrEP. In the middle of tunica here, and then will reduce the diameter. And this one show probably 80-90% reduce the diameter. And if this one happened in the heart, and then it will cause heart attack. Okay. That's in the coronary artery. And they either need to do the angioplasty, put a stent there, or they need to do a bypass surgery. This one again, I'll show you as the damage to this endothelium cell, and slowly accumulate lipid or cholesterol, and finally they will completely close. The other problem is one side lost the pressure, and we call aneurysm. Then sometimes it cause puff up, and then maybe cause a rupture. Okay, and this one, if they happen in the brain, and there will be a stroke in a tiny brain artery. We start from the smallest vessel called capillary. In the Greek, it means hair, just like a small hair. We have three types: continuous, fenestratic, and sinusoid. Continuous means the endothelium cell is complete the whole inner circle. Let me just go put it up here. From the other textbook, it shows you this cross section, and then you see the endothelium cell will completely close the tube. Fenestrated means had a lot of hole, a lot of gap there, allows small molecule to go out. Sinusoid means had a big hole, even protein can go out. So we had these three types, and most of them is continuous capillary. Only some special case fenestrated, and where is okay, like in the brain, choroid plexus, they produce CSF. Medium eminence, the lower part of hypothalamus, they allow small peptide, small molecule to go out. Sinusoid, majorly in the bone marrow, in the liver, yeah, spleen and some pituitary. They allow even protein to go out. Okay. And for you only need to know this fenestrated sinusoid special case. For example, in chapter 18, I give you this slide, median eminence in the lowest part of the hypothalamus. It's part of hypothalamus, and it's the place releasing hormone or inhibiting hormone like GMRH or GHIH, something like that. And how they go through the blood circulation, they through this fenestrated capillary, and then through the portal vein, hypophyseal portal veins go down. And it looks like this. In this area, the capillary is fenestrated capillary. In the old textbook, they also show you this continuous and fenestrated, and in the new one, they put the third one, sinusoid. They show you it has a big gap, okay, and this one small hole, and this one is very tight junction. For the plexus or capillary bed, it's a network structure. And how we do this? Now we have to show this first. The first, from the end of artery we call arterial, and it's controlled by what? By precapillary sphincter, like two rings control a tube, And if they contract these two muscle, smooth muscle, the diameter will reduce. So sometimes they contract, and this sphincter, this pituitary sphincter, is right located here, and also sphincter located between the network. And so sometimes during the winter time, we want to maintain our body temperature, and we may shut down this blood flow. And so your skin look like pale, but we always have some tube, some pathways. They always can open. This channel always open. Okay, and some can shut down locally, and some we call arteriovenous anastomosis is always blood flow from one end to the other end. Okay, and that is what we say here. The major contract is by the term, you know that, precapillary sphincter, okay, like a vein. Then some of them we just bypass, and we call this anastomosis. Okay. Usually they had to control by the smooth muscle, but this one is always open. Okay. Vasomotion, that means how we control it, relaxation or contraction, and we have two terms. When they contract, we call vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction will reduce the blood flow and increase the blood pressure. Vasodilatation means relax. Vasodilatation increase diameter and decrease the blood flow. So most of the drug to treat hypertension is we call vasodilator. They cause the blood vessel dilation, and the blood return to the heart slowly, and so blood pressure decrease. Okay. So these two terms you always have to know. Vessel means blood vessel, right? Dilation or constriction. Okay, this one I just re-emphasize. It is always go through this nervous system. And this one we mentioned. Now the next thing I want to say about the venous system is different artery. They have valve, and the two junction valves, they are one closed, one open, and controlled by muscle contraction. Okay, so when we walk, we help the muscle contraction, dilation, and the blood always go up. When it go up, it never go down because it's a valve. Okay, so it just slowly move up. Okay, and so that's why we say exercise or take a walk is good for your cardiac function. Okay. Now the other problem, term here, we call varicose vein, is the damage of the valve. It's a venous valve, and hemorrhoid is one of the type. Now I want to go back to the original. That one is varicose vein happen in superficial vein. Usually, I think it's already from the anatomy. So the inner part of leg here is great saphenous vein, and on the other outside is small saphenous vein. And normally, the valve should be open and closed very well, not any backflow. But why some of them will enlarge and the blood go backflow? And that's because on the top they will connect to from a vein and go to the low part is inferior vena cava. And it happened in women when they had a baby, when they had a fetus, they're pregnant. Their fetus, their body weight was suppressed inferior vena cava, and so all the low limb, both leg, the blood flow is reduced, and so accumulate a lot of time. Then this valve, this junction will enlarge and become twist. Okay, and then the valve got too heavy, and then they just cannot close, complete close. And so you can see the blue color or purple color. And the best way you want to see this is when you go home and ask your grandma, okay, can I see your leg? Okay, but don't make her mad, okay. If your grandma had a lot of children, not only one, maybe 5 or 6 or something, it increase the chance, because every pregnancy will damage some this very close vein, okay? And so how you young lady prevent this thing when you had marry and when in the future you marry and had some baby there. The way you do is this one right here. I mentioned that great surveillance vein or small surveillance vein. Is you take a walk every day when you're pregnant. Okay? Alright. So here for you guys is you would be husband, right? You guys is that's your responsibility, okay? If you want your wife had a beautiful leg, okay, you have to walk with her every day when she had pregnant, okay? Not just stay at home and watch TV, okay, that will cause a problem. Okay, that if she got this problem and then she need to do cosmetic surgery, okay, you have to pay money for that, okay? So guys, be smart, okay? You take a walk, okay, save a lot of money, okay? The other place it happened is in the opening of anus, and we call a hemorrhoid. What happened? I'll show you here. Is in the opening of the anus here, the rectum, the end of the rectum, we had a lot of superficial vein. And if you have solid waste, and you will not move your bowel every day, and it accumulate a lot of pressure here and damage to the bowel here, and that cause it the valve got damaged and it caused infection or something. So if you have problem for this one, it's because you have prolonged sitting, or you have pregnancy, or you are smoking during the bowel movement. Now it's not good, okay? Or you drink too much alcohol or coffee. Okay, so you know that. Most case is pregnant woman, right? And the other one is 18-wheeler driver, okay, because they sit on the driver's seat maybe more than 10 hours a day, and that happen, okay? So that is very costly and cause the problem. Do more exercise will help you to do that, okay? Now we go back to a little bit physics for this capillary network. If we calculate the diameter from alta, and then we go to the alta arch, equal the big artery, is common cavity or circulating vein, and the diameter slowly reduced from 2.5 centimeter down to very tiny one, capillary. And when we go back to small vein and big vein, go to the vena cava, about 3.2 centimeter. It's quite big, inferior vena cava, inferior vena cava. And so the smallest diameter is located in the capillary. Okay, that makes sense. Allow the exchange, either the nutrient or the waste. The total cross section, because we have many capillary, And so the cross area for all this capillary actually is highest. So it also makes sense for diffusion. The pressure, diameter slowly go down. The pressure also going down from the end of artery, we call arterial, is from how about 100 millimeter mercury, the pressure. Down to the smallest artery will be 35. You have to memorize this number. And go to the capillary bed, go to the vein, it's down to the 18. And go to the vena cava, only down to the 2. Okay, so for the blood pressure in the vessel from artery is slowly reduced. From the vein, it always less than artery. Okay, so pressure is very low in the vena cava. The velocity or speed, when the blood transfers through this area, from artery go very fast, right? They have a contraction, a smooth muscle. When in this capillary area, the same thing is a big figure. It's so the slowest, and that also makes sense for this nutrition to exchange for the CO2 or ammonia or urea acid to go out. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Okay. Now we have covered terms, distribution of the blood, how the blood accumulate in the artery or in the vein. Okay, usually locate in the vein, and we call capacitance. I mean, how easy they can hold the blood. I think I have a flow chart to show. It's from the Old Textbook, the New Textbook show that it's the same thing. They show you the blue color is vein. They accumulate totally 64, about 2/3 of the blood accumulate in vein. And artery, how much for artery? Arteries systemic is about 13%. In the blood, 7%. In the lung, 9%. In the capillary, 7%. The previous figure show you maybe that you could see this. 13% in artery, all the artery. 64 in all the vein. And lung 9 and heart 7. Okay. So if I have multiple choice and say most of our body, the blood is locate or accumulate in where? Multiple choice. Vein, artery, capillary, heart, lung. Okay. The answer is vein. The answer will be vein. How much? Just say about 2/3 of the blood in the vein. Okay. And so the vein has the highest capacitance. And if we lost the blood of the medical term called hemorrhage, and how we had this quickly reflex, it goes to the brainstem called medulla oblongata, area called vasomotor center. It quickly stimulates sympathetic nervous system, and it will stimulate the vein, the muscle to contract, vasoconstriction. The constriction, the purpose is to move, because artery is more important for our activity, the bone and the muscle. It will increase the blood volume in artery and capillary, and reduce the volume in the vein, because vein we treat as like a storage room, okay? And we ship the blood from the reserve part, liver, skin, and the lung, and to the general circulation, because we want to maintain our ability for the heart continue to beat, and also our majorly body function. And we call it venous reserve, and this being an inner organ or big vein system. Okay, and so this large vein network of Yeah, the Venn system is we treat as a reserve case. The cardiovascular pressure, we use the spring manometer to measure it, and we read the value. Normally it's 130 over 80. For your young age, you probably need to 120 over 70, something like that. The first number is systolic pressure, that contract pressure. And the second number is diastolic pressure. And what usually a textbook would say 130 over 80 will be fine. That means that is in an adult, maybe 30 to 40 years old, okay? But for your young people, I think you probably keep 120, 75. Okay. If you are a lady, you have small body size, probably 100 to 60 is normal for you, okay? What is hypertension? The definition always means systolic pressure greater than 140, diastolic pressure greater than 90, okay? But now people are more carefully, if they a little bit higher than 80, not higher than 130, they say pre-hypertension period, okay? Hypotension, too low, it should be for guy lower than 90 systolic, 60 diastolic. For girl probably lower than 80, lower than 50. Okay. Cardiac pressure, I just mentioned that from artery 35 and go to a network down to the 18. So the bending and go back to the minute compound 2. Pulse pressure. I mean the difference between the systolic and diastolic pressure, like 130 minus 80 and 50, and we call pulse pressure. Mean arterial pressure, MAP, is we use the lowest one, diastolic pressure plus this systolic pressure divided by 3. Now let me show you this one. And sometimes we just want to get one value. We don't want 2 values, systolic and diastolic. And so the way we do is not divided by 2, okay? Not systolic, diastolic. We divide it by 3, so a little bit lower end here. And so we call it mean arterial pressure. And there's a lower part we call diastolic pressure. And the pulse pressure is the difference. Systolic minus diastolic, and then divided by 3. Okay. This one used to be like a calculation question. Okay. So if I ask you, okay, let me give you an example. One person is 120 over. Okay, let's put something extreme. Okay, 90. And what is it? Mean arterial pressure. And for you, we use a diastolic low part here, 90, plus the difference between these two, 120 minus 90. We are not divided by 2, we divide by 3 because close to lower end. And the answer will be 90 plus this one is 30 divided by 3 will be 10. And so 100. So we just say that person mean arterial pressure is 100. So we can guess is something like that. Okay. Here for you is knowing we are not divided by 2. We divide by 3. Okay. Not the middle, a little bit low end. Now some physics about resistance and flow. Okay, I'll probably give you the question first. Okay, flow is proportional to the pressure. You had a higher pressure and the flow will increase. Flow is inversely proportional to the resistance. Resistance means something against it. then that will be inversely proportional to that. And if we put it together, there will be F proportional to P over R. Okay, and sometimes we put ground pressure, peripheral pressure, and at the same time, I prefer this one. But very interesting is the radii had a force power to the R, so I put it that way, much easy for you. This three you have to know that equation. The first one I asked you is about flow. Okay. So you just put something simple like that, proportional P on top, R on the bottom, and sometimes you just memorize something like that. Easy for you. And so in the test question, I ask you question 1. If the pressure increase to 2 times, and how about the flow proportion? So the flow also increase 2 times. Makes sense, right? And then if I ask if the resistance increase 2 times, and how about the flow? How about the flow equal to what? Just think about reverse. Just think about R on the bottom. It's on 2, and so flow will half reduced. More resistance, and this one reduced. So the same thing. Okay. If here I say increase pressure 3 times, and how about the flow? Flow also increase 3 times. Proportional. Right? So that would be easy. The second equation is a little bit complicated. They already threw a lot of study to find out the diameter of the vessel is very important. Diameter, the half we call the radii, and resistance is inverse proportional to that horsepower, but F and R is reversed. So flow is proportional to radii horsepower. That means a little bit change in diameter or radii change a lot for the flow. Okay, and so if one question I ask, if the radii increase 2 times, and how about the flow? Okay, and it's proportional to R horsepower, and so right now R is 2 times 2 horsepower, and that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and that's 16. Okay, get it? So this one, as Monica said, makes sense. If other condition is same, now if I ask question, second question, if the radii or diameter, the same thing because proportion. If this one increase to 3 times, and how about the flow? Okay. And flow equal to this radii horsepower, and equal to 3 times 3 horsepower, and equal to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And that's 81. It changed a lot. Okay, 2 becomes 16. 3 becomes 81. That's the meaning. That's the one. Okay. And the other thing is the vessel. How long is the length? If we had more length, longer one, we have more surface area, and resistance will increase. The blood flow will reduce. And if the shock and the blood flow, and diameter or radius, the same thing. Okay, if we have so small diameter, we have more friction, we have more resistance, we have less flow. And the other one is the quantity of the fluid. We call viscosity, how sticky. If you had a hematocrit very low, I mean the plasma can move quickly. And if the inside the blood capillary, they had a lot of lipid deposit, and that also with this the number 3 will increase the turbulence, and that will create a problem. Okay. And so if someone had too much red blood cell, hematocrit increased more than 45%, maybe 60%, and it's not good because viscosity will increase, resistance will increase, flow will decrease. We do have this term, don't worry about that, just say what I mean. We have example here to show you. The same condition, probably so, all the same size, but this one is a little bit longer. Okay, and what happened? The length from 1 increased to 2, so resistance in also double from 1 to 2, and flow here is the 1, and here only at half. Flow will decrease. Okay, and now the other situation is the same length, but diameter or radius change. Diameter 2 centimeter, diameter 1, that means half size. Diameter down from 2 to 1, down from 2 to 1, and R, small diameter, resistance increased, force power 2, force power will be 16, okay, and flow will be reverse. Flow will be 1/16. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, I'm talking about increased diameter, and this one showed you decrease. Okay. I think in the test I will ask you some question like this. It also sometime like this question also in the MCAT question. Okay. So you had to know, I would say, these 3 questions. Okay, because I don't have that proportion on the marker, so it look like a little bit ugly. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the character. Okay. Two factors affect the blood return to the right atrium. We just mentioned that one is muscle contraction, muscular contraction, okay, by the blood help. Okay, so how you can increase your blood return to your heart? Okay, walk, exercise. Okay, the other one is the lung health. We call respiratory pump. You get a good lung, and when the air moving in, we call inhalation, and they will decrease pressure in a 2 membrane outside the lung, and they help the blood move to the vena cava. Okay, and exhalation, when air move out, they push this blood from vena cava go into the right atrium. For this, we call pleural cavity. That will be chapter 23. You mentioned that pleural, that means lung. Just like heart, they have 2 membranes, okay, one inside, one outside, and the pressure is always negative, lower than outside. So that pressure, the negative pressure, like a suck, like your vacuum, the machine was sucking the air, and that helped. So if we had a good lung, you had a good cardiac function, easy to return. That part will go detailed in chapter 23. How the fluid exchange in the capillary? They have 3 functions: diffusion, all the chemical they always coming or nutrient from high concentration go to the low concentration. Okay. Filtration. That means the fluid coming from the blood vessel go to the tissue called filtration. Reabsorption means from the tissue, from the interstitial tissue, go back to blood vessel. And so the reabsorption majorly happens close to the venous end. Filtration close to the arterial end. Let me give you one thing. This from the old version. Actually, I like it. It shows you this arterial end and then make this cartoon make it easy. We have fluid coming from artery to the blood capillary. And the blood pressure is higher. I always ask you memorize this one, 35 millimeter mercury. And so you have more pressure and you push the fluid out, we call filtration. And the end of this blood capillary, beginning of venue, we take it back, we call reabsorption. Okay, and how we can reabsorb this one? Because our pressure decreased, 35, 25, and finally 18. So I want you to know this two values, 35 down to the 18. And how we attract the fluid from outside the tissue to the blood vessel, they're always constant. They're always constant. It is controlled by protein because the fluid coming out capillary, the protein is always there. Okay, so we had 35 pressure out and 25 in, so we had net 10. Okay, so we still at higher pressure, fluid out. In the middle, out is 25, in is 25, so 0, not balance, not in, not out. And in the closed venue end, we had 18 out, we had 25 in, and so we -7, so fluid move in. Okay, that is the way. And can we reabsorb everything, go back to venue? Answer is no. About 85% reabsorb, and some of them will go to the tissue, and we had the lymphatic system will pick up 15%. And the new textbook show you that the same thing, but they don't mention about lymphatic vessels. Okay. All right. Now the term the little bit menu headache is the term here. Actually, we had 4/4 of pressure. We call CHP. Constant blood pressure. We call it capillary hydrostatic pressure. Probably like go better. One easy. Okay. CHP, capillary hydrostatic pressure. That means blood pressure in the beginning 35. And BCOP, blood chloride osmotic pressure, and chloride osmotic pressure. That means protein, the concentration there. Okay, so we call BCOP. Okay, and then in the venous end, in the end, is BCOP greater than CHP. Now, that means I'll give you example is the go in 25 and then go out 18. So here I say 85% fluid will be reabsorbed by capillary. 15 will go to the lymphatic system, and CHP, chloride, this capillary hydrostatic pressure is caused by blood pressure. BCOP is caused by plasma protein there. Okay. And we also have some protein in the tissue, and it's very low. And we also have some hydrostatic pressure in the tissue. We call interstitial pressure. It's very low, and so we omit that two value. So actually we have 4 value. This one interstitial, the pressure, interstitial chloride osmotic pressure, that means protein concentration very, very low. So this 2 is almost 0. And so the net filtration pressure is NFP like that. we should have one in and one out in the very beginning, and minus the end is one in and one out. Okay, but this two is zero, so you just know CHP minus BCOP. That will be the one, and the key point, yeah, is two pressure. In the middle, it is no any neck movement. And in the beginning, 35, you know that. In the end, only 18. But protein concentration from outside to inside is always 25. So maybe spend some time. I think it's not very difficult, okay? So what I mean is HP, hydrostatic pressure, that force the water out, push the water from blood vessel to tissue, and so we call it filtration. And osmotic pressure means coming in, okay? Push the water from tissue to blood vessel, okay? We call it reabsorption. These two concepts, okay? One is out of blood vessel, one is in of blood vessel. For the amplified structure, it looks like the gap between this endothelium cell, and we can allow small molecule to go out. Okay, and the small molecule only include like glucose or ion, not the protein, not the red blood cell. Okay, cardiovascular regulation, controlled by locally we call autoregulation, or by nerve system neuroregulation, or by hormone endocrine mechanism. Locally, this autoregulation means happen just in the exchange that we call plexus or capillary beds, okay, or network. Okay. Vasodilation, we accumulate blood there. How we accumulate is because majorly we increase CO2. Too much acid, so pH value decrease. Too less oxygen, and too much nitric oxide. Too much potassium, hydrogen ion is waste. Or because increased local temperature like infection or fever. Okay. And so that when this CO2 increase, and then we local response will be what? Smooth muscle, relax, increase the blood flow, allow more blood to come in, and the pressure will decrease. How about vessel constriction? That is, if we had a wound, we had a cut, we want to slow down the blood loss, or tissue damage, or cold weather, and cause this precavitated sphincter to contract, but the side effects increase blood pressure. This only happens in a locally, okay. Neural part, the same thing, okay. Acetylcholine or nitric oxide will cause vasodilation. Constriction always by epinephrine or norepinephrine. Okay. And we also can control by some receptor. Our receptor control the blood pressure. I mentioned that. Majorly in carotid sinus and aortic sinus. If the blood pressure increase, and that will activate this parasympathetic system, and then will decrease cardiac output and increase the local peripheral vasodilation, and then the blood pressure from the increase become decrease. Okay, right atrium wall, that mechanism is different from virus that I mentioned. That okay, it is accumulate the blood return. Chemoreceptor is detect this hydrogen ion, is majorly control the lung function, the lung speed, the contraction speed. And so here is a lot of chart here. I will not worry too much about this cardio inhibitory center or cardio as a regulatory center, you don't need to worry about it. Just know when we have this blood pressure increase, and the response is to decrease cardiac output and vasodilation, and it causes the blood pressure decrease. I think this one is similar. Okay. When the pressure increase, start from zero, when pressure decrease, and they will activate the system in the brainstem and then increase the blood pressure. Same thing. Chemoreceptor, we're talking, it has no location, okay? Healthy body, and medulla oblongata. Then that will sense the hydrogen ion change. Right? The final result is cause this lung respiratory rate increase or decrease. Okay. So chemoreceptor is the minor factor. Major is controlled by this baroreceptor. This one, I think it is similar thing. I'm not going to detail, but don't worry about that. Endocrine part is some hormone. ADH will cause what? Will increase vasoconstriction because water reabsorbed, and we have more water, more blood volume, and blood pressure increase. Okay. Angiotensin too stimulate cardiac output, increase heart rate. EPO will have more red blood cell. This one not related to volume, but increase the oxygen transport. But AMP, natural erythropoiesis, is reverse. To is above 3 is carry of more water, carry of more urine, so decrease blood volume, decrease blood pressure, and cause vasodilation. Okay. All right, this old chart is the same thing. What we mentioned, don't worry about that. AMP just work different from this angiotensin system, okay, ADH system. One of this one I want to say very interesting is during the exercise, you rest and then you do a slightly light exercise and strengthens. You run a long time. What's different? Okay, our skeletal muscle will increase the blood flow, increase every minute. How much ml we can see increase. Heart also increase about 5 times. Brain very special. I put a mark here. Is constant. The speed go to the brain because it control our intelligence, right? It's constant. Very smart. Okay. Skin also increase, but the inner organ, small intestine, large intestine, kidney, they decrease. Abdominal viscera, that means including all the small intestine, large intestine, stomach, they all decrease. And that serve as a reserve. They give the blood to skeletal muscle. They give the skeletal muscle. Okay. And so total cardiac output can increase a lot, but majorly inner organ will decrease, reproductive organ decrease, urinary bladder decrease, brain will be constant. And the other one's about the training. This one shows 2 persons, non-athletic, trained athletic. Okay. Then we had resting condition and the maximum exercise condition. It's normal person. If you are not a candidate for athletic person, and what happened for you is during the exercise, your stroke volume increase, heart rate increase, cardiac output increase, but about 4 times. But if someone born with this a good gene for exercise, something different is what? In the resting condition, stroke volume is much higher. Compare 100 to 60. That means each heartbeat pump out a lot of blood. And so what happened? Heart rate decrease because the heart don't need to work that much. Every time, boom, a lot of blood come out. Okay, so they need to 70 heartbeat every minute. Oh, 50 will be okay. Okay, so if you born with a low heart rate, congratulations. And during the exercise, how much time you can increase from 5 to 36 times cardiac output? I mean, the normal person, you increase about 4 times, right? Yeah, 5 times 4, about 20. You increase 5 times during the exercise. And as a person, you increase how much time? 6 times. 6 times. And so you are good for your cardiac muscle. So your heart rate always low, but if you need it for exercise, you can pump it very quick, very fast. Okay, so your young people, they go, how come my heart rate only at 50 something? Good for you. Good for you. Now to summarize for this blood in systemic circulation, the blood in the major artery system account for our body 84%. In the lung, 29%. Heart always 7%. Okay, something like that. So you have idea, systemic and the lung pulmonary is not 50-50. Okay. Don't worry about this thing. Make everybody pay. All right. Let me see if I can. Okay. We can take a break. I just want to make something little bit wake you up. Okay. We just had a Valentine last week, right? This is what I got. Valentine. Okay. Macaron from my wife. She made it. Okay. And when you feel a little better, okay. And a couple of years ago, I even got this one. It's a hot cake, okay. And she spent a lot of time making this Valentine cake. And it's so beautiful, I don't want to cut it. All right, we take a break and we come back.